working? Are you working? I never know if my button's going to work. Can you fix that QuickTime? Actually, something else hung up today. Yeah. We won't get into it. Welcome back from intermission, kids. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but the Peychaud's bitters makes this kind of pink. It's fancy. I got a pink martini. I think Pickle's hair is in there. Pickle's hair is everywhere. She's not even supposed to shed, and her hair is everywhere. Don't worry. The gin will sterilize the hair. I just don't want to drink it. Okay, so we're back for part 2, and this is... Hold on. Sabrina's texting me. School's still out for her. Charlie goes back to school in the morning, so he's at his mom's. That's why it's so quiet. But Sabrina's here, and yeah, not asleep, because she doesn't have to go to sleep. Surprised she didn't stay at her boyfriend's longer. Okay, part 2. Frogs. I know a friend that I used to work with in the circus. He was from Mexico. And, he was like one of my first gay friends. And he was like 80s Miami gay. So... that's like a different level for those of you who don't know. Anyway, he was terrified of frogs. And so you know what I did? I bought him this DVD. And he's all, I hate you. Anyway. Today, the pond. Tomorrow, the world. Frogs. It's the day nature strikes back. So now we're right back at William Girdler was that guy's name. Oh, and Joan Collins is still alive. Joan Collins is 91 years old. She's still with us. Go Joan. So yeah, this is just like a William Girdler piece, but I don't think it is William Girdler. Ray Milland, Sam Elliott, Joan Van Ark, Adam Rourke. It's like an all-star cast here. Judy Pace, Lynn Borden, Mae Mercer, David Gilliam, Nicholas Cortland. Rated PG. Okay. Frogs is a 1972 American International picture directed by George McCowan. My fellow Scotsman. Yeah, believe it or not, MacMurphy, my last name is Scottish. Pickett Smith. Yeah, that's the guy's name, is a tree hugger in a canoe. A denim-wearing photographer doing a series on water pollution. And by denim, I mean like denim shirt with denim jeans. I've done it too. While he's snapping away, he is nearly run down by drunken motorboater Clint and his sister Karen. They stop and fish him out of the water and take him back to their posh southern mansion. There he meets the rest of the Crockett clan. Cousin Michael, Cousin Kenneth, his brown sugar model girlfriend, I wrote here. Wow. Okay, it's 1972. Brown Sugar. Maybe a hit on the radio? When did Brown Sugar come out? If the Rolling Stones can still sing that, then I can say it in my review. Aunt Iris, Uncle So-and-so, Clint's wife Jenny, the 2 kids, and crotchety old Grandpa. Gramps is bound and determined not to let anything spoil their annual 4th of July 4 birthday. The four of the family born on the 4th of July. Doesn't get any more American than that, does it? There's your Ford truck. Especially not a few extra frogs than usual. With the phone dead and the maintenance man missing, Gramps sends Smith out to explore. Pickett, go see what the hell's going on. He finds the maintenance man face down in the stream, with snakes and frogs like crawling all over him. Nothing really deadly looking, but somehow he's dead. Back at the house, he tells Granddad, but hell no, we are not calling off the party. Next day, they're all set up. Parties, all the tables are out. We're ready to go. But where the hell is everyone? It's like a ghost town. Well, and spoilers here, as though it matters. Michael got eaten by spiders. Kenneth is dead in the greenhouse. Iris chased a butterfly and caught a rattler instead. Rattler. And Uncle was gobbled up by gators. Even though they only know of Kenneth's death at the time, Brown Sugar and the mansion staff are not wanting to stick around to see what happens next. Leave it to the African American in the film to have the sense to get the fuck out. Clint agrees to take them back to the mainland. There they are swarmed by deadly gulls. Now, you might laugh at deadly gulls, but if you're like near the water anywhere and like you got some French fries, man, your life is in danger. Seagulls will swoop in for those French fries, like they'll take like one of your fingers. Ain't that right, Percival?
Yes, well, that's FYI, as a fun fact.
Yeah. After seeing Clint's boat adrift with no Clint, Smith and Karen decide they must save the kids. Gramps insists on staying, so they leave his dusty old ass behind and make a mad dash to the dock. There they find Jenny is being devoured by crabs. Which, ooh, you hear that train? Yeah, I live by the train tracks. That is not the commute train. That's a freight train. Okay, devoured by crabs. Now this will happen if you die in the water. Crabs will eat you. I'm not sure how crabs could kill you. Unless you're allergic to them and eat one. They set out in the canoe, fighting off snakes, gators, and whatnot along the way. Eventually, they wind up in the same place as the others who fled, except we don't find them. We just find their stuff, their suitcases. Sacre bleu, Sacre bleu, I wrote here. Finally, they find a ride, and back on the island, Grandpa chokes down another drink as the frogs close in. Long shot on the lawn. Grandpa's over there. The frogs are moving towards him. Just regular frogs, mind you. Like a couple hundred of them. Okay. It's kind of like the birds. Remember the birds? But in brilliant color. I'll try to emulate that here. I don't look so brilliant right now, but with more realistic effects. Unlike the Hitchcock classic, though, it's not very suspenseful. Way too slow-paced and just plain ludicrous. There's like no way most of these animals, no matter how, I could fill my basement like 3 feet deep in frogs and wade through them down here and not die. Enough funny scenes to warrant 2 rings. And it's another 2-ring circus tonight. Now. Okay, we're back. Make sure there's no emergency going on, like spaghetti cooking itself. Okay, next week, or next time, is our last movie out of the bucket. Before we hit, now we're going to do kind of a marathon, and I think 3 movies in this marathon, and it might be a 3-movie marathon with where we'll just talk about some other corresponding films along the way, not necessarily on their own. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll be at the 300th movie that we've talked about here on the Late Night Picture Show. I know. How in the fuck did that happen? But for now, we're going to pull one more movie out of the bucket. And of course, we'll carry on after the 300th episode. So we'll just pull one here. Oh, this is a recent one. And not a horror film. I was hoping to get more exploitation kind of movies in the bucket. And this is exactly that. There are horror elements, but not particularly horror films. We have Best Friends and Pickup. Next time. Probably next week. Yeah, I got a 3-day weekend next week. There's no reason I can't shoot. Next week on the Late Night Picture Show. Now, you do the whatever. I know the same like 6 or 7 of you watch my show every time. So, yeah, give me a thumbs up. Leave me some comments. I love your comments. All my friends. And yeah, I'll try my best to get caught up with your programs as well, because that's what friends do. I'm not going to watch somebody with 1 million subscribers unless they watch me. Now, we are still calling for for Paris Hilton to come on here and talk about Repo Man versus Repo the Genetic Opera. Paris just put a new album out. I haven't bought it yet, but I might. I mean, why not? Love to have Paris on the show and talk about that. And we're still calling for Taylor Swift. we're still bugging Taylor Swift to do a recording of Purple Haze to go with Lavender Haze. I know I'm crazy. That's why you watch me. 'Cause I'm crazy. What do you think, Percival?
So now, I suppose it says yes. Thanks for watching, kids. We'll see you next week, right? Well, I suppose. How was that, Murph? Does that please you? Does that get your jollies right?